Hey, everybody. I just want to take this time and say hi. I hope you all are being safe. I know a lot of us are frustrated. And when I say safe, I'm saying safe as you protest, safe as we still deal with the coronavirus, which has taken a back seat to all the protesting, um, and just being safe and responsible, just even in your house or when you go out. But I do want to take just a few minutes and talk about what's going on and how I feel. I've done I've done a video, I've done a podcast. I want to do another quick video. But this one is more focused on solutions. Um, so I've had a few conversations recently with a few people, black, white, and it's interesting to me. So we all know that there are problems. We all know that there's racial tension. We all know that as African Americans, blacks, we don't get the same shot that others do. Um, and we, as in my generation, and of course before my generation, and maybe 10 or so years less than us, they all dealt with this. So basically, anybody born in the 70s and the 80s have dealt with this. But what I have noticed is that those that were born in the 90s and definitely mid 90s, and later have a completely different mindset. The ones we basically call like the millennials. They have a completely different mindset. And I was talking to a young man today, um, uh, and he actually called to check on me. It was a white individual, and I appreciated that. I told him that, and he was a millennial. And as we were talking, what I realized, and I even expressed this to him, is that their generation didn't have to deal with a lot of the crap that we did. And once again, of course, before us. So all the segregation and all the hate and all the separation that was just part of our everyday life, he didn't have to deal with that. So that's why when I look at this millennial generation, they're the ones that are going to make this change. They're the ones that are no longer going to stand for what we're going through. They're going to fight this tooth and nail, because in their world, everybody has been equal. Now, don't get me wrong, of course, you still have extremes on either side, but for the majority of them, they've grown up with integrated schools, things that look like equal opportunity, um, everything on TV. You're seeing people of all races, um, just genders, all the everything that we're seeing that my generation and before were looking at frowning, they're looking at as if it's just life. So that's why it kind of opened up my eyes a little bit to help me realize that that's why there's so many millennials out protesting, is because for them, they do see, for the most part, people being equal. And they do truly hurt, no matter what race it is, when something like this happens. So with George Floyd's death, we a lot of people have taken it like, oh, this is just an opportunity for a lot of non-blacks to get out and act like they support. But having conversations helps me to realize that it's not a front. They're real. This is how they feel. They see this as wrong and they don't like it. It makes them uncomfortable because that's not the way they were raised. That's not the environment they were raised in. So that's why I feel that this millennial generation are the ones that are going to kind of right this ship. Um, And like I said, I've had many conversations. I've had conversations with, of course, some African Americans, some Black millennials. Very encouraged by them because just like other, they want to make changes. They don't want to stay the way that we are. So they're moving forward. The non Black ones that I've talked to, they're not sure exactly what to do. They want to do something. They know it's not right, but they're not sure how to go about it. Now, the Black ones that I've talked to have a plan. You know, they want to go out and make some differences. So they're willing to go in and do some things. And that's what I've also noticed is that this millennial group isn't afraid to step out that way. They're okay with stepping out and being uncomfortable. Them being comfortable is uncomfortable for them. They want to go out and do things differently. They want to go out and make changes. They want to go out and take risks. They want to go out and when they see something wrong, they want to go out and try to make it right. And I appreciate that. So, yes, I do believe that when it comes to the changes that are going to be made, I do think this millennial group and those after them are the ones that are going to and truly make this change. Now, for all of us non-millennials, then I think it's up to us to help guide them, to help support them, to not turn turn our nose up at them thinking that they're trying to do too much because they're doing basically what they know. They're doing what they believe. That these are the things that they don't feel like they should have to hesitate. They don't feel like they should fear anybody. They don't feel like they shouldn't speak up when things are wrong. And like I said, I appreciate that. So for us, it's our job to help them, to guide them, to support them, to protect them from themselves sometimes. But we have to make sure that we're there for them because yeah, it may not be us that are going to make the change. Kind of like Martin said, that he may not get there with us, but he's seen it. And with this new group, I think this is what he saw. I think this group is that fearless group that's coming out and wanting to right the wrongs. Whether it's politically, whether it's socially, uh, religiously, all these things I see these groups kind of standing up to. So I feel like this millennial group is the group that's going to help us get over the hump. So, like I said, for all of us other ones, yeah, we want to be a part of it. We can still make our changes. We can still um, uh, do what we need to do. But at the same time, we want to also, if we're making moves, let's bring them with us. If they're trying to make moves, let's help advise them. But let's not separate. Let's not let this movement die down because there are changes that need to be made. The passion is there, the emotion is there, and I feel like it's going to happen. How fast, I don't know, but I do feel like it's going to happen, and we have to keep the momentum going. So I do pray that we get through it, that we continue to make changes, we make strides. As I said in my post in on Facebook, as far as the video that I did and the podcast I just posted, there's something for me. I've been reached out to by at least one individual to help them get some things organized. He's very aggressive, and I appreciate that because he's ready to make things happen, and he's not afraid to speak to anybody at any level in order to get conversations going. So, so definitely helping him out as much as I can. But support and just being there, advising whatever's necessary. So, uh, yeah, I'm encouraged. That is the encouraging piece that I see out of all of this. And of course, I don't know if you guys saw the video, but George Floyd's daughter. They interviewed her. She was in one of the protests, and her words just struck my heart. And although her dad is not here, her words were, "My dad changed the world." That's her light in this whole situation. She's not with her dad. because of some stupidity, but she realizes that his death has changed the world. And let's not let her down, and let's let this world help this world to change. It's not just the US that's showing force or showing protest and support. It's all over the world. And people are very, very strong in their protesting. And like I said, I truly appreciate that. So let's make some changes. Like I said, this is where I see the hope coming through. I see the drive that these millennials have, and we need to make sure that we're lifting them up as much as we can to help them to make the change. Because, like I said, I think that's the generation that's truly going to get into office, political offices, have leadership positions that are really going to make a change, make a difference. So yeah, let's make things happen. Um, so sorry, this video was a little bit longer than my normal videos, but there was a lot that I wanted to express with that. And like I said, this is the light that I see out of all of this, is the positive movement that's going on. So let's keep moving forward. Let's stay in good spirits. Like I said, let's not let this movement die down. Let's continue to support each other. Let's continue to uplift each other. Let's continue to be safe, because coronavirus is still out there. So let's still be smart in those things as well. And let's keep moving forward. Ready, set, go.